Wow, man, this is incredible. You're looking at a telescope image recorded by Leonard Walson, John Leonard Walson. The website, he had several websites. The Extreme Astronomy, Greek Keeper, and another one, I think Leonard Walson with his own name. Well, look, what you're looking at here, it was recorded in space. That's supposed to be a space. What was supposed to be a dark, empty space. It's not. It's all these structures, translucent structures that are vibrating a certain frequency, and he uses an infrared camera or device attached to the telescope to be able to see better. Look at that right there. This thing looked like a freaking praying mantis face, cartoonish looking shit. Look, let me, right there, look. I mean, I don't know why. It's just that the geometry is so incredibly complex and perfect that it forms faces. I mean, things that you can form in your mind, but they're not real. They're just the same thing, but in a. See, look at this. And then it forms a pupil right here, like that. Like you're looking at some kind of insects. But when you really study the image up close, then you realize that this is a finger, and a fingernail curvy. Look, it's perfect. And then he has these soft lines right here of hands, because it's all the same geometry. I mean, I decoded this long time ago. Look, it formed another fingernail from another hand, smaller. So you see, it goes this way, one finger goes this way, but it's so convoluted because it's three-dimensional. It has other things on top of it. And this one will come this way, that's a hand, another finger that will go this way. I mean, this is incredible, man. When you really decode what's there, then you realize how incredible this, like I said, only a very high advanced race could create something this insane perfect. And you see all these outlines, and you see these these square looking dots like that. You see it right there, look. Well, like I say, it forms what you think is faces, was not. I mean, some crooked looking, what would look like a face of an insect, some kind of insect. In this case, would be something like this. Oops. Let me make the line thicker. freaking insect face. And you see here well, these are fingers curled up holding something. The only thing that I ever found about that is the cylinder that contains the divine laws of the universe. So I'm going to do it with my own hand to show you that why I know this is a hand like this, and this is a normal finger like that, probably a thumb, and it goes that way and it goes this way. The same thing here. It curls exactly like another thumb or a huge finger, and you can find the matching one next to it, and like exactly like that, a hand like that. It's all the same like that, and you can see that was a sketch. It's a technology, man. That is not like magic and shit. No. That was technology. It is technology, but on a level that we cannot even dream. Something like that can only come from a so advanced race. So the ancient alien deal might be correct in that case, because when you think about the Ezekiel ships, the ships of Ezekiel, and he talked about a being that came in a thing like this, that wheels within the wheels, and there was a angelic being that came in a thing like that, and he had light shooting out of his head. The Sumerian tablets talk about that. You see how all these shapes are exactly the same thing. Look, that's how I decoded the image, finally. These are fingers like that. But it's so many of them intersecting in different ways that it makes it difficult to discern, to decode. Let's see, look, there is another one right here, a small one. And the thing is that it goes both ways. It could be a pinky on the side and an index at the same time. Like I say, only some badass technology and intelligence so advanced that it could create things like that. That is dual and is, I mean, any which way you look at it, it's the same. It shows the exact same thing. And it repeats and repeats, creating more. See how it does? And then underneath there is a secondary one like that. And you have to look at the image on a huge monitor, very high quality, high definition, to see exactly how this is. But it takes a lot of studying the images. And this thing forms a gigantic fingernail, and the secondary one would be like a hand. But it becomes, the more you add, the more complex it becomes, and like I say, when you put it together, you see that it forms faces and eyes, and it's all illusory. It's an illusion. There is none of that. It's really there. It's just hands. Oh, wow. And then you have to tip your hat to something like that, because there is no other. You see how it's a sketch? That means that this is not a magic anything that created like, oh, well, no, that was designed by a machine type thing. There's only, that can only be done like that. Well, the kick-ass part is that this is a space. Was supposed to be an empty, black, nothingness space. Oh, gravity waves. No, man, there is this thing. Explain that to me, NASA. They're gonna tell you, oh, but you looking at pixels. No, there are no pixels. These things are not square. They're round. These are round things, but in square patterns. When you look at it, they're round, but they're like aligned perfectly. Like you're looking at a notebook for mathematics that have all these square, quadriculated, how they call it in English. Those notebooks they use to for accounting, like that. And it's all like that. Bang, 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 bang. And then it goes this way, like a lattice. But it's in dots, in spherical deals. Like that. That's how this is. And when I take the writing off, look, that's how it is. There is no way around that. This thing is designed, and that's supposed to be empty space. And from that, you can see how it forms the same square in one way and it matches on the other way. So one hand goes this way, the other one goes this way, then it goes vertical. You can see a secondary soft line of another one going vertical like that. Each one of them, and then they form more. It's three-dimensional. And you can see that it gets bigger and bigger. I'm doing a shitty crooked deal, but it's perfect there. And you see that it's in rows. And it forms the same pattern, like I say, hands going both ways, like that. That will be the fingernail. But then it intersects with another one going this way, opposite, and it repeats over and over and over. I mean, it's crazy shit, man. Our mind is not capable of really putting that amount of information in that amount of space, so large. And it's on every planet, every moon, every asteroid, comet, on the sun, space itself, on galaxy, nebula. For I know we might be just in a holographic shit, one reality, and we are being, created and raised in this planet as an experiment. Let's create a race of beings, we call them humans, and on Earth, and see what it does. But there's other races here that are under the surface and in different elemental states that we just cannot fathom that kind of thought. It's difficult for people to even consider that kind of deal. There are few people that, can go there, but the regular Joe, nah, it will tell you, oh, you are out of your damn mind, you're crazy. Well, really? Well, you explain to me this, and that. All the clown has the same freaking shape of fingers and shit and hands. Every single cloud has that. It's a code. Look, you can see right here, look, this is form a fingernail. Right here. And then you see an opposite one right here. And a secondary